In this guide, why OAuth scope strings can't express fine-grained consent, how RAR replaces scope strings with a structured authorization details JSON object, what a payment initiation authorization details looks like on the wire, and which frameworks have adopted RAR as of 2026. Identity Expert, powering you to be an expert in identity. Today we're covering RAR-rich authorization requests defined in RFC 9396. Here's the problem with every OAuth scope you have ever written. The word payments tells an authorization server nothing. It tells the user nothing. It tells the resource server nothing useful about what the client actually intends to do. Is it one payment or unlimited? What amount? To which account? On what schedule? With a scope string, the answer is always the same. We don't know. FAPI 2, open banking, and the emerging verifiable credentials ecosystem all ran into the same wall. Coarse-grained scope strings cannot carry structured consent. RAR is the fix. It replaces opaque strings with a structured JSON object called authorization details, and it lets a client express precisely what it needs: the exact IBAN, the exact amount, the specific actions on a specific resource server. The authorization server can show the user a consent screen with real information. The resource server can enforce the exact permission granted. No guessing, no ambiguity. Think about what happens when you walk into a restaurant. You could hand the waiter a note that says food. Technically correct, completely useless. The waiter doesn't know what to bring. The kitchen doesn't know what to cook. You don't know what will arrive. That is OAuth scope, a string that gestures toward a category without specifying anything the system can actually enforce. Now imagine instead you hand the waiter a proper order. A 6-ounce New York strip medium rare with a side salad dressing on the side at table 7, charged to the card ending 4242. Everyone in the chain, waiter, kitchen, cashier, has exactly what they need. The kitchen doesn't accidentally bring you the fish. The cashier doesn't charge you for a second steak. RAR is that structured order. Instead of scope equals payments, the client sends an authorization details object. Type is payment initiation. The instructed amount is €123.50. The creditor account is a specific IBAN, and the locations field names the exact resource server that will execute it. The user sees a consent screen with that real information. The resource server enforces that exact object, no more, no less. The vague note is gone. Let's get precise about why scope strings fail in high-stakes authorization. The first problem is opacity. A scope like read transactions is a string the authorization server interprets however its documentation says. The client, the resource server, and the user are all trusting that interpretation to be consistent, complete, and up to date. There is no machine-readable schema, no structured validation, no way to reason about the permission at runtime. The second problem is granularity. A scope like payment might allow initiating a payment of any amount to any recipient any number of times. The resource server has to implement its own side-channel constraints in business logic that sits outside the OAuth layer entirely. Auditors cannot see it. Regulators cannot inspect it. The third problem is consent quality. When the user sees a consent prompt that says this application wants access to payments, they have no meaningful basis for an informed decision. They do not know the merchant, the amount, the account, or the time window. Open banking regulators in Europe and the UK identified this as a fundamental consumer protection failure. The fourth problem is the confused deputy. If a resource server inspects only the scope claim on a token, it cannot distinguish between a token that was meant for a €1 coffee and a token that was meant for a €10,000 wire. The authorization layer and the enforcement layer are disconnected. RAR closes all 4 gaps with a single extension to the authorization request. RAR adds one new parameter to the OAuth authorization request, authorization details. It is a JSON array of objects. Each object must have a type field that identifies the authorization type, for example, payment initiation or account information. The type functions as a namespace. Both the client and the resource server must agree on what fields that type carries. Beyond type, each object can carry any fields the type definition requires. Locations to identify which resource servers the authorization applies to, actions to name specific operations, and arbitrary domain-specific fields like instructed amount and creditor account for payment types. The flow works like this. The client includes authorization details in the authorization request, either directly or better, inside a pushed authorization request sent back channel. The authorization server receives the object, validates the type against its registry, and renders a consent screen showing the human-readable details to the user. If the user approves, the authorization server issues a code bound to those exact details. When the client exchanges the code for a token, the authorization server echoes the granted authorization details back in the token response. The resource server inspects the authorization details, either from token introspection or from the structured token itself, and enforces exactly what was granted, nothing more. The authorization details on the way in the token, and at the resource server must be a consistent, binding chain. Here is what RAR looks like on the wire. The authorization request carries an authorization details parameter containing a JSON array. Each element is a typed object. For a SCPA payment, the type is payment initiation. The locations field is an array containing the URL of the payment's API. The instructed amount object carries currency AUR and amount 123.50. The creditor account carries the IBAN D9110000000123456789. In a FAPI 2 deployment, this entire object travels inside a pushed authorization request. It never touches the browser front channel, eliminating tampering risk. When the authorization server issues the access token, it echoes the authorization details back in the token response, now including a consented that links to the AS's internal consent record. The resource server calls the introspection endpoint with the token. The introspection response returns active equals true, the subject, the expiry, and the full authorization details bound to that token, plus a confirmation claim, the CNF object, holding the JWK thumbprint that sender constrains the token under DPoP. The resource server enforces the exact IBAN, the exact amount, and the exact action that was consented. There is no ambiguity in the chain from consent to enforcement. RAR carries real risk if implemented carelessly. Let's go through the main threats. First, authorization details tampering in the front channel. If the object travels as a query parameter in a browser redirect, an attacker with a browser extension or a malicious proxy can swap the IBAN or inflate the amount. The user sees one consent screen, the authorization server signs different details. The mitigation is pushed authorization requests, move authorization details off the browser entirely. Combine with JAR signed request objects for the highest assurance. Second, type confusion and schema injection. A client that submits an unknown or ambiguous type can cause the authorization server or resource server to evaluate the object under the wrong schema, granting unintended privileges. The mitigation is treating type as a strict namespace, maintaining a per-client allow list, and validating each object against a registered JSON schema before processing. Third, the confused deputy from mixing scope and authorization details. A resource server that inspects the scope claim but ignores authorization details, or the reverse, cannot enforce the user's actual intent. The spec is explicit. For RAR types, the resource server must enforce authorization details semantics exactly as returned by introspection. Never fall back to scope for RAR type tokens. Fourth, consent screen spoofing. If the authorization server renders the authorization details object ambiguously, an attacker can craft an object where the displayed creditor name looks legitimate but the creditor account IBAN points to an attacker-controlled account. The AS must render a canonical, unambiguous display of every field that will be enforced, especially creditor account, creditor name, and instructed amount. Fifth, refresh token privilege escalation. A client that requests authorization details on a refresh grant that exceed the originally consented set is silently widening scope. RFC 9396 requires the authorization server to reject any refreshed authorization details that are not a proper subset of the original. Any widening requires interactive reauthorization. RFC 9396 was published as a stable standard in April 2023, and adoption has moved fast. FAPI 2, finalized by the OpenID Foundation in early 2025, explicitly mandates authorization details alongside PAR and sender-constrained tokens for all high-value flows, payment initiation, account aggregation, and regulated data sharing. It supersedes the older FAPI 1 pattern of bundling a bespoke intent object in scope strings. Open banking adoption is broad and accelerating. The Berlin Group NextGenPSD2 version 1.4 roadmap replaces its proprietary consent objects with RAR authorization details. The UK Open Banking Variable Recurring Payments profile adopted the same structure. Brazil's Open Finance Phase 3 already requires it in production. Beyond banking, the OpenID for Verifiable Credential Issuance specification, OpenID 4 VCI, reuses the RAR envelope with type equals OpenID credential to request issuance of specific W3C verifiable credentials. This makes RAR the transport layer for EUDI Wallet issuance flows under eIDAS 2, which has been enforced since May 2024. OAuth 2.1, currently in IESG review as of early 2026, does not fold RAR into the core but normatively references it for any client that needs structured authorization, pairing it with mandatory PKCE and PAR for confidential flows. RAR is no longer a niche open banking extension. It is the standard escape hatch from scope strings for any domain that needs fine-grained, auditable, user-visible authorization. Next on Identity Expert, JARM JWT Secured Authorization Response Mode, the mechanism that signs and binds the authorization response itself. Subscribe so you don't miss it. All primary sources cited in today's guide are listed on screen. You'll find direct links to the RFCs and specifications in the video description below. If this breakdown helped you understand the topic better, please subscribe to Identity Expert. We publish a new protocol deep dive every week. Thanks for watching. If there's a specific identity standard, authentication flow, or security protocol you'd like us to cover next, drop it in the comments below. We build our content based on what the community asks for. Subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss an episode.